Bonjour tout le monde, hello everybody, salut, hi, bienvenue, welcome to French with Mr. Innes. Ça va? Are you? Ça va très bien? Ça va bien? Comme si comme ça va mal, oh ça va très mal. Moi, ça va très mal, parce que il pleut à verse. Last time, in French Around the World Part 1, we learned that French is spoken in 5 continents and in countries such as le Canada, le Luxembourg, le Maroc, le Sénégal, et Vanuatu. And today is our second French Around the World video, and if you enjoy it, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel below. Let's warm up our brains this morning with some mathématiques. First up, 14 divisé par 2 égale 7. Très bien. Next up, 30 divisé par 2 égale 15. Magnifique. And last up, 48 divisé par 2 égale 24. Très bien. Just like last time, let's start off today's video with our fun French fact of the day. Did you know that French has been spoken in Europe for over 1,000 years? French evolved from what they called Vulgar Latin, spoken in the Roman Empire. But France, like many other European countries such as Belgium, created its first empire about 400 or 500 years ago, leading to the spread of French around the world. France created colonies in 4 different continents around the world in the 19th century. And while the slavery and colonisation periods were inexcusable, the end result means that French is now spoken widely across the world. Now let's move on to our phrase of the day. Last time round we learnt that you had to say il habite au or Elle habite au if you wanted to say he or she lives in a masculine country that starts with a le. Mais aujourd'hui, today we are going to be learning about feminine countries, most of which start with la. And after his star role, Monsieur Marmotte is back to help us learn how to say he lives in when you're referring to a country that starts with la. Écoutez. Il habite en. Il habite en. Répétez. Il habite en. Il habite en. And Madame Vache has returned to help us learn how to say she lives in when you're referring to a country that starts with la. Écoutez. Elle habite en. Elle habite en. Répétez. Elle habite en. Elle habite en. Très bien. Let's now move on to our Ulala Vocab. After the USA, France is the second largest consumer of McDonald's burgers in the world. Ulala. In today's Ulala Vocab, we are going to learn about 5 pays, 5 countries around the world where some people speak French. First up, we have my home country, Belgium. Belgium borders France to the north. It is a 60% Flemish or Dutch-speaking country, 40% French-speaking country, and then there's a tiny little pocket which used to be German, which speaks German. This is how you say Belgium in French. Écoutez 6 fois. Listen 6 times. La Belgique. La Belgique. La Belgique. La Belgique. La Belgique. La Belgique. Répétez. La Belgique. La Belgique. La Belgique. La Belgique. La Belgique. La Belgique. And if you'd like to know more about Belgium, check out the Battle of Waterloo video or even Belgian food. And you can find links to both of those videos in the description below. Next up we have the Ivory Coast. The Ivory Coast is a West African nation where the official language is French. But there are 78 languages in the Ivory Coast, the most common of which is Daoula. Écoutez 6 fois. La Côte d'Ivoire. 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 Répétez. La Côte d'Ivoire. 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 Ulala Vocab numéro 3 is Guadeloupe. Wait, why have you put a French flag on there?
It's because Guadeloupe is part of France, even though it's in the Caribbean.
Ah, interesting. That's right, there are actually a few islands around the world which France calls its région or its département, its regions or its departments, which are actually part of France. Just like Martinique and Réunion. This is how you say Guadeloupe in French. Écoutez. Guadeloupe. 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 Répétez. Guadeloupe. 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 Next up we have everybody's favourite, Madagascar. French is one of 2 official languages in Madagascar, the other of which is Malagasy. Notice how the French for Madagascar does not start with la. Écoutez 6 fois. Madagascar. 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 Répétez. Madagascar. 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 And finally, we're going to move back to Europe to a country that borders France to the east, and it is Switzerland. The most common language in Switzerland is German, spoken in the north of the country, but in the southwest, which borders France, they speak French, and in the southeast, which borders Italy, they speak Italian. Écoutez. La Suisse. La Suisse. La Suisse. La Suisse. La Suisse. La Suisse. Répétez. La Suisse. La Suisse. La Suisse. La Suisse. La Suisse. La Suisse. Let's move on to which one's missing? As per usual, I will help you with the first 3. First up, we have la Belgique, la Côte d'Ivoire, la Guadeloupe, and Madagascar. Which one's missing? Très bien if you said Madagascar. Next up, we have la Belgique, la Côte d'Ivoire, la Guadeloupe, et la Suisse. Which one's missing? Fantastic if you said la Guadeloupe. Next up, we have la Belgique, la Côte d'Ivoire, Madagascar, et la Suisse. Which one's missing? Bravo if you said la Côte d'Ivoire. Next up, and you are on your own. Which one's missing? Fantastic if you said la Belgique. Next up. Which one's missing? Merveilleuse if you said la Suisse. And the last one. Which one's missing? Bravo! Très bien, fantastique et merveilleuse if you said Madagascar. Now let's move on to our sensational sentences. How many times can you say it quickly? Sensational sentences, sensational sentences, sensational sentences, sensational sentences, sensational sentences. For our sensational sentences, can you remember what our phrases of the day were? Très bien. Il habite en and Elle habite en. Now, 4 des 5 pays, 4 of our 5 countries today, started with la. But we're going to kick off with the trickier one, which didn't start with anything, and that was Madagascar. So let's say Monsieur Marmotte here lived in Madagascar. Lucky you. Où habite-t-il? Répétez. Il habite à Madagascar. Il habite à Madagascar. Très bien. For the next few, we're going to use our phrases of the day, il ou elle habite en, and I'm going to help you with the first de. Let's say Madame Vache lived in Belgium. Où habite-t-elle?
Don't forget to drop the la.
Répétez. Elle habite en Belgique. Elle habite en Belgique. Très bien. What if Monsieur Marmotte moved to the Ivory Coast? Où habite-t-il? Répétez. Il habite en Côte d'Ivoire. Il habite en Côte d'Ivoire. Fantastic. Try this one by yourself. Say, Madame Vache moved to Guadeloupe. Où habite-t-elle? Merveilleuse if you said, Elle habite en Guadeloupe. And finally, what if Monsieur Marmotte moved to Switzerland? Où habite-t-il? Bravo if you said, Il habite en Suisse. And now it's time for our Song of the Day. Today's Song of the Day is by my favourite Belgian musician. You've guessed it, it's Stromae, and this song is called Ta Fête, which means your party. The version that I've chosen sees Stromae hanging out with the Belgian national football team. See if you can spot Kevin De Bruyne, Romelu Lukaku, or even Thibaut Courtois in the video, which you can find a link to in the description below. And let's finish up today with our
Challenge time.
With our Song of the Day in mind, I'm going to challenge you guys to research a national sports team of one of the countries that we've learnt about in our French Around the World videos. It might look something like this. La Belgique. Belgium does not have a strong history in international football. The country's best achievement was reaching the semi-finals of the 1986 World Cup, but with a golden generation of stars such as Eden Hazard, Kevin De Bruyne and Vincent Kompany, they became FIFA's #1 ranked team in 2016. They followed this up with 3rd place at the 2018 World Cup. I would love to see some of your research, so you can tweet it with an adult's help and permission to the hashtag FrenchWithMrInnes, and I'll do my best to get back to you from my Twitter account at FrenchMrInnes. But that is everything from today's French with Mr. Innes video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel below. But for now, à bientôt and au revoir. But France, like, no, let's try that again. What can I do? That's right, there are indeed. That's right, there are indeed. No, that's right, there are actually. No. French is one of the 2 official languages. Hang on. Madagascar. The most common language in German. Oh my word. Now let's move. No, hang on, let's. No, that's good. Yeah, lucky you.